Right, turning now to this morning's business report, a word of caution for any of you who use those dating apps. These are actually using AI-generated images in romance scams.
And gas prices this Thanksgiving could be the cheapest since 2020. That's some good news. Channel 3's Jane King is live at the NASDAQ with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Nicole and Caitlin. Good morning. Yes, gas prices are falling and could hit the cheapest since 2020 for Thanksgiving Day. So a gallon of gas could fall to a nationwide average of $3.25 a gallon, according to Gas Buddy. AAA says the current average in Hartford is $3.40. Last Thanksgiving, it was $3.70. Well, more than 700 OpenAI staffers have reportedly threatened to quit unless the company's board of directors resigns over its surprise move on Friday to oust Sam Altman from the CEO role. Meanwhile, Microsoft stock hit a record high after it hired Altman to oversee its AI division. And artificial intelligence is reportedly targeting victims through text messages, social media, and dating apps to steal their money. The victims were scammed by women that actually turned out to be fake, according to law enforcement. Some of the victims lost tens of thousands of dollars. And the Dow closed 200 points higher, led by Microsoft, which hit that record high yesterday. This morning, pointing down about 30 points for the open. Live from the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Back to you.